Do 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 do.
Oh gosh, copyright struck in the opening moments of our broadcast. Welcome everyone to the first ever edition of this bizarre Worldwide Wrestling Federation, which we've got going on here. We're going to go straight into our first segment as the doots of the trumpets, so ably provided by Stanley. Go past. Tonight we're going to be bringing you guys a fantastic set of matches, which will be the opening rounds of a tournament for the world title of Worldwide Wrestling. We're going to be hearing first of all from our good friend Big Dick Dene on why he is going to be progressing tonight in their match against the Centurion.
Hey, listen up, you lot. You all know who I am already. It's me, Big Dick Dene, alien from beautiful, beautiful Grimsby. I am here to show all you American softies what proper wrestling is about. I don't care for all this federation nonsense. I don't care for all your fancy dancy schools teaching you all the moves in padded rings. Ooh, sir, it hurts. I want to go off. No, we're here to do some proper scrapping, some proper wrestling, and I hear it's that Centurion that I'm going up against first. Yes, you might remember him trying to copy my moves, trying to steal my style. Well, he's going to meet his match today because I, Big Dick Dene, I'm going to take him down.
All right. So in the rules, this technically doesn't call for a roll, but I think it's more fun to roll anyway. So if you can roll 2d6 and add your look, and we'll see what you end up coming out with.
Okay, 2d6, so 9, and my look is 1, so 10.
All right. So your promo has gone across well. People are enraptured by your great levels of enthusiasm. So you're going to gain 1 momentum. So if you add that on your character sheet under the momentum, and you get to pick one of the following. So you could make someone book you in a match, which you've already got, so you don't need to. You could add a stipulation to this upcoming match, so it can be anything you like.
Okay.
You can gain an additional momentum, or you can gain an additional heat with the subject of your promo. And heat is, if you can get up to 4 heat, then in a given match, which you can do from beforehand or during, you'll get an audience. You'll get an extra audience by the end. An audience is kind of what you're aiming for.
Yeah, I'll add another heat with the Centurion then.
Cool.
I think that's reasonable. Just called him out.
All right, so that puts you up to 3 heat. That's very close to getting up to 4 already, so that's really, really good. All right, so next up, actually, let's throw in a little bit of a thing here. So, could I have a volunteer to be the person who interviews the Centurion?
I can take that.
All right, could you give me an interviewer character we're going to be using from here on out?
Do you want a name? Do you want everything like that?
Yeah, just a name.
This is Rob Seinfeld, standing by.
Rob Seinfeld. All right, I hear Rob Seinfeld is ready. Rob, I believe you're with the Centurion. What does the Centurion think of these harsh words from Big Dick Dene?
I feel like you kind of asked all the questions I was about to ask.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did kind of throw you under the bus there. Don't worry, you can do it, Rob. You're a broadcast journalist.
Centurion, big words coming there from Big Dick Dene. What do you have to say in response?
I heard some words coming from a little man, but I don't even know who he is. Or is it Little Danny? Is it something like that? Look, all I know is that this little man has walked into the ring and has badmouthed the American crowd. He should go back to his little island. This is a world championship, and he has no place here. Then we can get on with the rest of the competition.
All right. So, Matt, give me a promo roll. So that's plus look. So that will be +2 for you. So,
11.
oh, nice. You got a 10 as well, or 11. So you get the same thing. You can... So you'll get a momentum. So add that to your momentum score. And then you get the same thing. You can add a stipulation to this coming match. Gain an extra momentum or gain an extra heat.
What do you mean by stipulation? What would you Could you give like an example of what you do?
Like a ladder match or something.
Yeah, it's more of a kind of a fiction thing that you just kind of want to make the match into something that probably favors you specifically.
Okay.
So, in fiction, it could be that you say, if you've got any cojones, you'll face me. You'll make this match into a X kind of match, which ideally will be a match that would favor you in some way.
Okay. I'm just going to generate some heat with Big Dick Danny, I think.
All right, cool. It's an international clash of violence. All right, next up, we've got our good friend Thunderpants, who's going to be our interviewer this time round.
I mean, I would struggle to interview myself.
I'll give it a crack. Am I Rob Seinfeld again?
You can be someone else.
I'll be Betty Hash Brown.
Christ.
You are so good at this. All right, go for it.
Wait, he hasn't done the promo yet, though. Like, what?
No,
what
you're interviewing him. All it really takes is just to.
Oh, right. Okay. Hang on. Where's now? So, Thunderpants, we're hearing a lot of talk coming out from our other competitors. You're not one of our first fixtures of the evening. What do you make of these two guys for their giving it all these big words?
Who I haven't even heard of one of these people, and the other one, he talks a good game, but he's writing checks that his ass can't bounce.
Oh boy!
It's
Quick, move the conversation onto the coming match before we get too far track.
So who I believe your first opponent of the match that you're going to be facing is Max Gold. He went to a very good wrestling school. He's got quite a high pedigree. What do you make of this opponent?
I've already had run-ins with him. I've beaten him up before. I'll beat him up again, and then I'll go to the final and beat someone else up.
I mean, it seems like a pretty consistent method of beating people up to get your own way, but this is wrestling after all, so I suppose I can knock it back to you in the main studio.
Great job. All right, give me a promo roll, Stan. Let's see if you connected with the audience.
I have roll. What do I add on my look?
Yes.
All right, so I rolled an 8, so I get a 9.
Okay, so you've got a slightly less good one, so you don't just get the straight bonus to momentum. So you do get to choose either adding a momentum, a heat, or a stipulation.
I will make it a first blood match.
Ah, sick. All right. I'll note that down. First blood match, huh?
Savage.
All right. And we'll need one last interviewer for one last interview. Who's it going to be? Not James.
I can do it if you want.
All right. Do you want to take one of our pre-existing interviewers of Rob
No.
or Betty? You want a third interviewer? I can't afford all these
It's a big
interviewers.
organisation.
We'd have more interviewers than wrestlers at this rate.
All right. Who's your freaking interviewer, Stan?
I'm Derek Bluehead.
Right. All right. I believe we've got our third and hopefully final interviewer ready to pick up with Max Gold. Derek, are you there?
Yes, I am. I am here with Max Gold, and I have just the one question for you, Max Gold. We've heard recently...
I don't need to talk to you. I need to talk real quick with Thunderpants, my opponent this evening. You see, I think you do know me pretty well. My name is Max Gold. I am a wrestling god. I am walking out of this tournament with that championship. And you want a first blood match? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. You're not going to shoot on me again. I will tie you in knots, and I will make you bleed.
All right. So give me that promo roll, Max.
Can do. Oh no. is -1.
Oh no!
That's a 5.
Oh dear. Okay. So that's gonna result in a hard. So you can. Ooh, actually, no. I don't think you've got enough momentum to bring yourself up to a success.
Yeah, I've got 1 momentum, and is it a 7 I need?
Yes.
Then I do not have enough momentum.
All right. So you
That is
get.
math.
So let's see. So this means you have something called a hard move done against you. So because. Actually, you can come up. So, what do you think happened? What went wrong in your promo? Did the audience not like it for some reason? Did you genuinely piss off the person you were doing it to, or something else?
I think I went a little off script with particularly the shoot comment. But
Sure.
overall, the presentation left the audience confused.
Okay.
Like, they didn't get where this intensity was coming from, and it didn't build that heat particularly the way it was meant to.
Okay. So yes. So you deliver this. So for the other promos, people would be like, "Woo!" For your one, confused silence, which stretches out for a really uncomfortable long time. Even the production crew just kind of like keep on your face, as there's just no reaction from the audience at all. So
My eyes don't blink.
it's just really uncomfortable throughout the end. So you're going to lose 1 audience, which puts you at 0. Which means
Yes, it does.
Which means you need to get some audience back by the end of the show, or you are going to get shit canned.
Okay.
It was an embarrassing public embarrassment.
I love that. Peter, keep it PG. Also, Peter.
Yeah, that's right. I'm breaking my own rules.
Oh, you're such an anti-hero.
Who'd have think laugh on the pants?
All right. So, with all of that resolved, and now with James in trouble with an audience of 0, it's time to go to our first match. So, that is going to be the Sarge up against Matt. That's BDD versus the Centurion. Let's see, so could we have so from James and Stan, could one of you guys be the ring announcer and one of you be on commentary? The other one can then join on commentary afterwards, but
Which one do you want to do, James?
I can take ring announcer.
Go for it.
okay, so that's going to be, so I'll just get you the BDD and Centurion stuff. I'll post it into the chat. So that's Big Dick Danny from Grimsby, and up against Centurion. Okay, so who wants to come out first?
Can we let Matt come out and me try and interrupt him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. So tell us what your entrance looks like up until the point where it gets savagely interrupted by this savage cur.
So smoke is released, and then you hear the unmistakable theme tune to Gladiators.
Gladiators.
And as soon as the lyrics start, then this rubber helmeted man walks through the smoke with a cape that is kind of linked up with a light chain. No top on, just the trousers, waving to the crowd, showing off his muscles. And goes to run straight to the ring and climb up onto one of the corners, and is really playing the showmanship. So arms wide open, adoring the crowd, back to where he entered from, and really just rocking the power moves.
Excellent.
All right.
Could James, could you introduce the Centurion before it all goes horribly wrong?
I'd like to say first, I like that our budget has very much been put on interviewers and not on props and costume. I like that we're making that more clear.
It's about in this economy, people just need
now
jobs.
onto the task at hand. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Semi-final match for the WWW World Championship.
It's a semi-final match. Did you say that?
I said semi-final.
Okay,
Listen
I missed
to
that.
me. Introducing first, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 215 pounds, he is the People's Champion, the Centurion.
All right, so how far down the ramp does Centurion get? At what point does Big Dick Danae come and intervene here?
So, like, just as it's like the end of the opening shout is coming down from the ringside announcer, and the Centurion is just starting to walk down the ramp. I want all of the lights in the ring to cut.
Okay.
And I want Wonderwall to start blasting through all the speakers. And as Wonderwall starts, everyone takes up the traditional pose. They lift their smartphones high into the air with the torches on. They all start swaying back and forth, but none of them are in tune or like in unison. So it's kind of just a sea of lights moving around. And you hear from like the tunnel where the Centurion came from this shrill, like awful sound that sounds something like Wonderwall, but not like off key. And you see Big Dick Danae emerges with like spotlight behind him, just illuminating this like silhouette. The spotlights from above shine down and show Big Dick Danae in his purple with yellow trimmed lycra outfit, the Yorkshire Rose emblazoned over his breast close to his heart, which he grabs and like lifts up to the lights. He's turning around and he's got a bottle of Nuki Brown in each hand. He bites the whole neck of the glass bottle off one of them. He walks up to the Centurion, like taps him on the shoulder with the other unopened bottle, and as the Centurion goes to take it, he throws it into the crowd, looks the Centurion in the eye and pours the opened bottle of Nuki Brown over himself, picking up the Centurion's robe and using it to wipe away the Nuki Brown that he has over his face before grinning at him and running down into the ring himself, trailing the Union Jack behind him.
Can as he's pouring the drink over him, like the Centurion would let him do it, like let him pour the whole drink. But as soon as it's done, would I be able to try and because he's a little man, power throw him into the audience with the bottle?
Okay, so we're kind of starting this match outside of the ring. This is exactly what we're hoping to happen. So, what you can do is, I'm going to go to start with, because both of you guys did pretty well in your promo. There's not an obvious person to start with the momentum, but it looks like with control of the match. But it looks like probably Big Dick Danae's got the immediate control. So how the wrestling matches works in this is you'll have narrative control, and then you narrate what both wrestlers are doing. The other person can input, but one person has kind of final say as to what happens. You'll say what you're doing, what the other person's doing as well, to try and create an entertaining match.
Okay.
And then you'll get to a big point, like a big move or a big sort of turning point, which doesn't even necessarily have to be a move. And you'll end up rolling some dice, and then you might, give the control back over to the other person. The intention is not just to make yourself look good, but to create an entertaining match.
Yeah.
So Big Dick Danae will start off with narrative control, but what you can do is spend momentum if you want, Matt, to take control back from him if you want to then come in and sort of rain on his parade. Is that what you want to do?
I think so. I think, yeah, he'd let the drink pour all the way through, and then he would like to try and take control of the situation.
Okay, so you just do. So you spend that one momentum, so you go from 2 momentum down to 1, and now you have narrative control. So you get to basically decide what happens from here on out until you make a big enough thing that I'll call you for a dice roll where you might end up losing control.
Okay. So what he'll do is, as soon as the drink is poured, he stares at Big Dick Dene for a while, kind of like a bit of a raging bull. You see his shoulders rise and fall, and he lowers his body and picks up Big Dick Dene by kind of his upper legs, so making sure he's got maximum height. And he holds him up in the air for a bit to allow Big Dick Dene to kind of maybe overplay the height. So he kind of stretches him out and whilst he's holding the bottle. And whilst he's holding him up in the air, you can see with his helmet, he turns to the audience where the bottle was thrown. And he turns Big Dick Dene around and tries to launch him into the audience.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So this is a good shot. So Stan and James, you'll be on the commentary from here on out. So could you guys you can either be on commentary as your wrestler or as a actual commentator. Which ones would you prefer?
Do we like LEC get the wrestlers on the desk?
Yeah, no, that's totally legitimate. You can if you want.
I'm just going to go with a standard commentator.
Okay, and what's their name?
Their name is... Ooh, what is their name? So, their name is Secret. They wear a mask while they commentate, and nobody knows who they are.
Okay, the masked commentator. All right, and for Stan?
Mine is called RJ, also known as Ross Jim.
Excellent. Okay, so RJ and James, could you get... So Stan is going to be the primary commentator for this one, with some switch around between matches. You've got basically one mechanic you can do as a commentator, which is that whenever anyone makes a dice roll, one time only during the match, you can put them over, which is to make them sound good, and that will change a failure to a partial success or a partial success to a full success. But you can only do it once.
Cool.
Sure.
So, guys, could you, as this is about to happen, could we hear what the commentating desk are saying while this is all going on?
Well, we saw the two men making their entrances, the first two of our four entrances in the semi-final of this massive competition here at WWW, and already the action has started fierce and fast before even getting to the ring, and it looks like we might even be spreading into the audience.
And James?
Centurion, with a pure disregard for the safety of Big Dick Dene, just launching him into the crowd.
All right. Yep, that's totally fine. So this is a pretty big move, so I think this is as good time as any to roll. So at this point, you kind of... we look through your kind of stats to see what you've got going on. So look would be... you can use for wrestling if it's kind of related to your character, which I suppose you could argue for, because it's not necessarily a particularly technical wrestling move just to fling someone into the crowd, but it's certainly pretty disrespectful.
Yeah, sure.
So you can roll your 2 dice plus 2 for your luck, and we'll see what ends up happening.
Oh no.
So you roll a 7, so you get a 9 total. So that's like the most regular results you'll end up getting. So when you do that, you can either remain in control of the match, which will let you do more stuff, or you can get a momentum and give control back to your opponent, which will let them start doing what they do.
Okay, so narratively speaking, he throws the Big Dick Dene into the audience.
Yeah.
It's up to them whether they catch him or not after he badmouthed the American crowds. And he's going to try and grab the nearest microphone and make his way into the ring and say, "This man is not worthy to step into an American ring. Is there a more worthy opponent to take his place?" And he steps in the ring again, back to Big Dick Dene, where he's thrown him, and is again playing to the crowd, and I will hand control back over to Big Dick Gunny.
All right, so go into your
Fantastic.
sheet, add 1 to your momentum, so you're back up to 2 again. And then, so, well, it's up to you. So again, like, Charlie, you just get to choose what happens. So do the crowd catch you?
I'd say probably not. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. I don't think the crowd are going to willingly catch me. Like covered in beer, just being launched. Like the crowd are gonna move out the way. I think I'm gonna attempt to like obviously land in like a ducking roll, so I'm not actually like just fully out on the deck.
Splatting.
Yeah. But I'd say I'd like to kind of be thrown and land in a way that, with the camera going back to Centurion, I now like can't be seen.
Yes.
So I've kind of dipped from view, and I'm kind of like no one knows really what's happened. But I think I'd be able to kind of like land fairly safely. Do I need to roll for that, or
Nope, that's all fine. You just narrate in the fiction what's going to be happening.
okay? So my intention next is we've already stated the fact that Big Dick Dane is 138 pounds of pent up aggression, and he's gonna unleash that aggression like a coiled spring, because Centurion made the mistake of actually throwing Big Dick Dane over to where the other bottle landed. As we all know, bottles of Nuki Brown are nigh indestructible. So Big Dick Dane, as Centurion is kind of parading around the ring giving this speech, he's found the other bottle on the floor, and he's going to start a run-up, and he's intending to like jump up onto the edge of the barriers for the crowd, and with like a massive jumping leap, bottle the Centurion over the back of the head to like, so he's gonna like dive into the ring, bottling the Centurion, do a forward roll, and then land, and then like come to upright in like with like his arms spread high to the crowd.
Okay, that's amazing. I'd like to hear what the commentators think of this as it becomes apparent what's happening.
Wow. Big Dick has just disappeared completely out of sight. He could well have been broken in half going over that guardrail, but due to the audience, he's completely obstructed from view. We're looking to see exactly what sort of play he's going to be making next.
I'm just trying to look around myself. I can't. Wait a minute! He's got the ball!
He's got the bottle. He's looking for a running jump.
All right, so I think that for Big Dick, this is probably going to be a. It could either be a look or work, depending on how you want to do it. Like, if you're going to focus on it being an impressive move to leap from a barricade into a ring and hit someone with a bottle, then it's work. If you want it to be based around, like, you kind of, like, try to put your character across by, I don't know, snarling or whatever while you're doing it.
I think I'd focus on work, because it is, it is quite a difficult thing. The thought process would be, although it's a very characterful thing to do, like, the running leap from outside the ring into the ring, it is, like, I do recognise that this is a difficult thing to do, so, like, I'm going to be properly focusing on the move and on the process, rather than, like, snarling or flailing or anything like that.
Okay. So roll your work then, so it's 2d6 plus 1.
Oh, plus 1 makes it a 10.
Oh, nice.
Hey!
Nice.
So, you've done very well there. Let's see. So, in the match itself, so if you roll a 10, you retain control, and you pick one. So, gain 2 momentum or plus 1 heat with your opposition.
So what was the thing if you get 4 heat again?
If you get 4 heat by the end of the match, you will gain 1 audience.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get another heat to get 4 heat.
All right, so you maintain control, and so yeah, so this goes off. You smack him in the face with a bottle. I kind of like it's from Matt's side of things. How does the Centurion react to being hit in the face and going, well, like, you're gonna go down, but like, how does it all play out?
I think if the crowd were unsure, then the mirage is broken as the bottle hits his helmet, and you realise it's not a metal helmet, and he full on feels the bottle. So he's got his hands on his helmet. He's like, oh. and he did you say you're maintaining control on that? 'Cause if
Yes.
so, he'll fall to his knees.
All right. So you're back up again. Tell us what happens next.
Okay, so I wanna. You had the microphone, didn't you, Centurion?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna like turn around and like grab the mic. I wanna like grab the microphone off you and kind of prop one leg up on one of your shoulders. So I'm kind of like knelt like down into you, like we're both looking at each other, dead in the face. Like I'm probably on the same height as you anyway when you're like knelt on the ground. Let's be honest, if I'm stood up, but we're staring at each other dead in the eye. And I've got the microphone, and I start saying, "It's like, don't you give me any of this that I was disrespecting or bad-mouthing the American crowd. I came over here to open their eyes to what real wrestling would be and expose phonies like you." And I want to like rip off his helmet and like just rip it clean in half.
Ooh.
With it being rubber, so just like throw the microphone out of the arena, rip off the helmet, and just like attempt to tear it in half.
Okay, it sounds like, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, that you're trying this is what you're doing, which is going to rile up the crowd while this is all going on.
Yeah.
So this will be working the audience, which means that you roll 2 dice and add your audience score to it.
Add my audience score, okay. Oh! That ain't
Oh
good.
no.
Have you ever tried to rip rubber in half?
It's
Yeah.
tricky.
That seems like a good answer as anything, so you heroically rip off the helmet, try to rip it in half, embarrass yourself while doing so.
Oh.
So you can't work the audience again this episode. This is going to give control back over to the Centurion as well. So Matt, you're up.
Okay, as he goes to pull the helmet, and the moment the rubber helmet comes off, he kind of staggers back as he's been using a lot of force to get it off, and during that moment where he staggers back, the Centurion is still kneeling down. He's going to grab his legs and pull them from under him. And as he hits the floor, he's going to grab one hand on the either the lycra on his back if he's got it, or just kind of on the elastic on his trousers, and grab one of his legs, and he's going to effectively like battering ram through the gaps in the rope, and he's going to pull one of the ropes back to make it look like he's throttling him.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So I think if you can probably carry on a little bit from that, because that's like, I think that's kind of probably a little bit more transitional than kind of definitive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're throttling him, and so once that's kind of been done, actually let's hear it from the commentators.
You can go first on this one. Ooh.
All right. The Centurion is not going to take that from Big Dick Danny. He's taking him towards the ropes. Oh my god! He's trying to choke him!
He's not just trying, he's succeeding. This is disgusting behavior coming from the Centurion.
All right, Matt. What next are you gonna do?
He's going to grab hold of him again, lift him high above, and try and throw him out of the ring onto the floor, and shout, "I said, stay out!"
Right.
Yeah.
This seems like a distinct feat of strength. So if you could roll 2d6 and add your power, which is +1.
Mm-hmm. Oh, try that again. Eight.
Okay. So you do manage to do this, but it does take you some effort. So get more momentum. But your opponent, so in this case, it's going to be Sarge, will get a choice of options here.
Okay.
Either the audience notices it's done with obvious difficulty, or one of you gets injured doing it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say like the audience notices that like he's struggling.
Okay. So I'll note that down. So yeah, if anything like that comes up again, then you're going to end up losing your audience. Okay. Okay, so we carry on. So you bodily throw him out onto the very thin mats outside. The old face plant. Let's see. This isn't specifically said, but it kind of fits here. So I think we're going to give it back over to BDD as they're outside the ring, having just impacted down there.
Mm.
All right, BDD,
Okay.
what's next?
So I mean, obviously, I'm gonna stand up, get myself back onto my feet.
Oh, do bear in mind, guys, you can narrate what the other person's doing as well. It's not just I do this, I do this, I do this.
Yeah, and I think at this point again, Matt, would you say that Centurion would kind of like be showboating a bit, like flexing or like arms raised kind of thing?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So as Centurion was doing this, I would basically go to the opposite corner of the ring that he was looking towards. So I'd be like climbing in behind him, and I'd basically try and make a jump up onto the top ropes on the corner, or like swing myself up, and then take like a jumping elbow dive onto him.
Excellent. So that sounds like you're going for probably a combination of human highlight reel and a work move there. So give me a 2d6 plus your work, which is 1. And if you get 10, you'll gain an audience. We'll see what happens. So you don't make the human highlight reel, but you do succeed on your move. So again, while you hit it, you can either keep control and move into the next sequence, or you can gain momentum and give control back to the Centurion.
I think I'm gonna give momentum. Sorry, I'm gonna gain a momentum and give control back. So I'm kind of envisioning that from this we're both now like on the floor in the ring.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the momentum and give control back.
Okay, so bump your momentum up by 1. And then, all right. So we're getting close to the end of this match. So Centurion, it's back over to you.
When you say you're close to the end of the match, is that we're not at finishes yet, right?
You're not at finishes yet. I'll tell you when someone's. I'll tell you who's booked to win the match, and then you guys can kind of figure out from there what happens.
Okay, so they're both scrambling on the floor as they both appear at least hurt from the impact, and the Centurion manages to get to his feet first, while Big Dick Dene is still rolling around on the floor, and he walks up towards him, and he performs one of his gimmick moves, the walls of the Colosseum, which is effectively the wall of Jericho. And he grabs him by the legs, kind of turns around and pauses long enough for the audience to recognize the move, and then you can, looks like he's twisting his leg, but not actually injuring the guy.
So are you primarily trying to hurt, or are you trying to pump the audience up?
Pump the audience up for sure.
Okay, so roll me a plus audience. Oh, and something for both of you guys. Okay, so
9.
It's that there's an option called cheap heat. If you ever insult or praise the audience of a hometown, you'll gain +1 momentum, which either of you guys can do once per episode.
Oh, yeah. In that case, before he finishes the move, he might shout to the audience. He wants to stay. Let's show him how we do this in America. and any mention of America again, get it going.
So you gain momentum for using cheap heat, and then for working the audience, the crowd react. So you can either gain a moment, so you can gain 1 momentum. You've already got control of the match, so I guess that's what you can be. That's what you can be doing for yours. But if you do this, let's just say for sake of argument that you'll give control back over to BDD while you're sort of taking time out to talk to the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, we're gonna come to the end of the match now, with BDD in control. It's gonna come across to the referee that BDD is booked to win this match.
Okay.
So at this point, it's up to you. It's up to both of you guys how you want to do this. But if under normal circumstances, you'll narrate how you get from where you are right now to winning.
Yeah.
But if Matt wants to, they can break kayfabe, which is a specific move you can do to try and because the referee kind of whispers in both your ears, "Okay, guys, wrap it up. BDD is going to be winning this one."
Okay.
But Matt, if you want to, you can break kayfabe to try and win, despite the fact that you're not supposed to.
If you're eliminated from the competition, are you out the game full stop, or how does that work mechanically?
We'll just be doing the 2 matches this evening. So in fiction, this is a tournament that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But so whatever happens, you guys will be done with your match once this match is done. So you won't be wrestling again either way.
Okay.
You would, in fiction, you would stay if you break kayfabe here and say forcibly reverse the finisher and get the pin. Then you would stay in the competition. But for all intents and purposes, it won't make too much difference either way.
Okay. Well, he's a babyface, so I don't think he'd go against what management said. So he'll roll with it and make it as dramatic as possible, I think.
Okay. So, BDD, tell us how you get from being in a submission to pulling off your finisher.
So, how am I positioned at the minute? Am I kind of pinned, or I know nothing about wrestling.
It's like he's holding your legs under his arms, and he's basically sitting on your back.
Oh right, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get you. So I think hearing what the ref has said, and I'm gonna say that Centurion gives me kind of like a gentle nudge with his elbows, into my back, kind of indicating an acknowledgement of what the ref has said, that I'm supposed to win, or at least I'm gonna take it that way. Are you happy with that, Matt?
Yeah.
So we both kind of heard what's going to go on. We both, as the minute, acknowledge and understand that. So I think I'm going to start making an effort to kind of rock back and forth, and I'm going to try and rock back and forth and then flip onto my side. So both myself and the Centurion are laid on our sides, and from there I'm going to be able to flick my legs out and kind of almost come sliding across the ring to the other side with the momentum of flicking myself out from his grasp. And from that point, with him still trying to I'm going to say that the Centurion is trying to recover from this and get back up. But he's still pushing himself up properly, and I've climbed up onto the rings. And I'm going to initiate the Wrath of the North, otherwise known as the Grimsby Grapple, which is my finishing move.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm gonna manage to get up quite quick. So as I'm kind of spinning away, I'm gonna push one hand down and kind of spring up to my feet. And as I'm doing it, I'm gonna start singing "Mr. Brightside" at the top of my lungs.
Oh.
I'm gonna run up to the ropes and climb onto the top rope, bouncing myself to swing and grab hold of the lights, still seeing Mr. Brightside the entire time. And as I'm like swinging, building my momentum back and forth, I wait until the Centurion is back up onto his feet, and I launch myself at the Centurion to land like around his shoulders, which is going to force him down and pin him to the floor again. And I'm going to be like hitting him round the top of the head, so it's not like properly injuring him. But I'm going to be like hitting him round the top of the head while I'm doing it until he either yields or like I'm dragged away and the match is done.
Alright, so roll your finishing move. That's a straight 2d6, and you can add any amount of momentum you want to it.
Yeah, what happens with... Do we carry momentum over between games? What?
You don't carry momentum between games, but you'll keep momentum for the rest of the episode. So if you want to, say, interfere in a later match, you would have the momentum there.
Okay, right.
You have to. If you don't use it up by the end of the session, it goes away.
Okay, right. Let's have a look at this then. Yeah, I'll use all 3 momentum to bump that to a nice taste. Wait, do I need 10 or 11 to make it the best?
10 is the best.
Okay, I'll use 2 momentum to bump it up to a 10 then.
Okay.
Which drops my momentum to 1.
Alright, so Matt, can you, as much as you can sort of understand what's going on here, can you tell us how you, as as management's boy, you adhere to their wishes and put across this most ludicrous of finishing moves?
So as he reverses a move and jumps over and starts swinging savagely, the Centaurian keeps trying to kind of grab hold of him by the face and try and kind of pull him to the side, but he's always just kind of knocked out of reach. And he doesn't tap out, but he gives a knowing kind of look to management for the quote unquote improvised security to come out and drag Big Dick Dene off him. And it takes 6 people to do it. He's a little guy, but it's like one on each limb just to play it safe. And then from that he lies on the ring. He doesn't kind of make an exit. He is just left there kind of quote unquote recovering from his injuries, covering his face.
Okay, so basically when this lands on you, I guess you kind of like tap out while being Grimsby grappled. But then from what you're saying, yes, that he won't get off of you after you've kind of given up, and so that's when the security come out and drag him away. And case.
I mean, I'm imagining, by the way, I know you've described him as kind of a wrestler. I'm just imagining like Noel Gallagher in like his just with a bottle of beer.
I mean, if it helps, I've based this character off my area manager from the pub.
Have you seen the film Grimsby?
No.
It's basically just one of the characters from that. It's amazing.
Alright, so Big Dick Dane, after that impressive end to the match, gains 1 audience.
Hey, yes.
And you also gain another audience because you worked a match with someone you had 4 heat with. So you've made it to the maximum heat possible, which is audience 4. Could we hear from the commentators with that bizarre and frightening end to the first round? Or first part.
What the holy hell did we just witness? An insane counter coming in, and it is gonna be Dene progressing on to the final.
With a song in his heart and blasting it across the arena, he will not stay down to the Centurion.
That was a song, dear God. I thought someone was strangling a cat. Now he won't even get off of him.
If he sings this any longer, we're going to get a copyright strike.
Here comes security.
All right. So that all goes forward. So we'll have a very brief scene here. What do you guys say? So as you both kind of, I'm assuming that Big Dick Danny gets dragged out first, and then Matt follows out shortly afterwards. What do you guys say to each other in the hallway outside after that match?
I think I'd still be kind of like enraged, kind of pulsating almost, like bobbing up and down still, like almost like a feral animal that's just been dragged off of its prey.
Just a vein on his forehead that's got a life of its own.
Yeah, my piercing in my left eyebrow is really protruding out because the vein underneath it is like popping hard.
Centurion, what do you have to say to Big Dick after that debacle?
I don't know if he'd say anything to him because I think if anything he's going to be frustrated with management that he wasn't going to win this fight.
Okay.
I think he's going to kind of go push past him and then be like, what was that? What was that? I got the crowd going. Why are you letting him do it? Like, why are you letting him go through the final?
Okay, no, great. We can definitely do a scene with that. So, who would like to be our heel general manager for this next upcoming segment?
Sure, why not?
All right, what's the name of the heel general manager with our heavily overstaffed production?
Let's go with. Ivor Biggin.
Why?
No, that's too old school. That was like the first character I ever had on like.
It sounds like it, yes.
Man. No, let's go with. Let's just call him the boss.
All right, the boss. All right, so change of scene to the. Let's say that this is like the backstage at the arena, so it's pretty sparse. It's very much like backstage at a theater kind of thing. It's like there's very little ostentation, except when it comes to the office of the boss, which inconceivably has a mahogany door inset into it. And the camera follows as the Centurion busts.
Bang!
Bangs the door open. Alright, guys. What does the Centurion say to the boss, who I guess, well, it'll be up to Stan how the boss reacts to any of this stuff.
Big Dick Danny! Big Dick Danny! You're letting some non-American win this tournament? What the hell do you think you're playing at?
Who said they were going to win the tournament? My decisions are my own. Respect them, and you'll continue to progress at a great rate.
Did you see him out there? He was bad-mouthing the crowd. None of them enjoyed it. What? Have you changed your mind? Is that what it is? Have you changed your mind about me?
Of course not. And you're still getting paid, aren't you? Just keep your mouth shut, do what's good for business, and we'll all get plenty of dollar in the end.
But what about the show?
Who cares about the show as long as we make money?
Alright, how does this end, Matt?
He turns to the camera that's been still following, and and he goes, "You heard all of that? He doesn't care about the crowds. Big Dick Danny, I'm coming back for you, and this time I'm not holding back."
Alright, I'm going to try and figure out what that would even be. Like, it's somewhat breaking kayfabe to talk to the camera because the people don't normally acknowledge the camera's there. But... yeah, let's say break kayfabe. Alright, so roll plus real, which probably isn't very good for you, but...
It's not.
No, it's terrible. 2 dice minus 2.
Can I add momentum to it, though, if needed?
Yes, you can, absolutely. You really want to avoid a botch here, and that's exactly what you rolled. So you got a total of 4.
I have got like 5 momentum, though, so...
If you want to spend it, you can.
So what's a success?
So success is gaining 2 momentum with a negative outcome. And 10 plus is gaining +1 audience. So I don't know if you've got enough momentum to get up to the best result, but you can get at least not a botch. Botch will be the worst outcome for you.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend 3 momentum to get it up to 7.
Okay, so that's fine. So you lose 3 and gain 2, so it's a total of 1 change. But you get to choose one of the following. Either you get, but this would be for next time if we end up doing it next time. The creative books you into a punitive match, or you lose a heat with someone because you pissed them off, or you lose someone's support backstage. So that could be a temporary kind of cooling of relationship with the upper management.
What's a punitive?
So a punishment match, effectively, like a handicap match or against someone who's really scary.
Okay. I think he'd probably take the heat loss from Big Dick Dunny. I imagine he's not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. It goes down to 2. All right, and then we're going to get on to our second match of the night. So we cut back to the ring again, and who's going to be coming out first for our second match between Thunderpants and Max Gold.
Do you want to take it?
I don't mind at all.
Go for it.
Okay, so we're going to have it be Thunderpants. Could we get someone to be the ring announcer?
Sure. You got the nits there.
Thunderpants and Max Goal, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Who's coming out first?
Old TP.
Cool. Okay.
okay, and James, you're right being the commentator for this one, or lead commentator.
I'm in the match.
Oh no, sorry, not James. Sorry, Charlie.
Yep.
All right. Are you being a particular commentator? You have Mars commentator and RJ, the JR knockoff.
We'll go for mass commentator again. What was his name? Mystery or surprise?
It's secret.
Secret. There we go.
Okay, Secret, the masked commentator.
Its name is a secret, but it's also secret.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, and Matt, who do you want to be when you step in as the second commentator?
Joseph Cliff, who's kind of a newbie to wrestling and just thinks everything is fascinating.
I'm seeing self-inserts.
Sorry, what was his name?
Joseph Cliff.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you guys remember the whole Thunderpants thing, but
Yep.
Yes, if we can get that. So Thunderpants, if you could narrate your first bit of your entrance before the ring announcement comes through.
Okay, so basically, he's going to what we can do on this one. He's just going to ride down onto the ring on a horse.
All right, clap.
Amazing.
All right, let's get this one announced.
Hailing from Las Vegas, weighing 215 pounds, here's Thunderpants.
Whoa. First, he does not hail from Las Vegas.
Oh, why is that?
Oh, wait.
That was in the notes.
No, that's under Max Gold. Oh, shit, that's
Oh,
under
wait.
Springfield.
I'm also not from Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're Springfield, Massachusetts.
The notes are just getting mixed up.
Okay.
I'll go back to the.
It's the bit at the bottom. Basically, you don't have to say where he comes from or how much he weighs. You just have to say, here's Thunderpants.
Okay.
Here's
Oh, that's
Thunderpants.
All right. What does Thunderpants do when they get to the ring?
Grabs a mic. Says, "Is that the
Ooh.
best?" Says, "Is that the best you've got?" to the announcer, and then in a sort of Mr. Kendia fashion, then says, "Here's Thunderpants," much more dramatically.
Okay, it sounds like you're going to try and with your bullying ways, you might well be working the audience. So, give me a plus audience roll.
Okay, what is my? Hold on, I've lost the sheet.
Your audience is +1.
Okay, cool. 2 dice.
Yep.
2 die. Is it die or dice? What is?
I think dice is fine. I think die might be technically correct, but it's whatever.
9 plus 1.
All right, so you get a 10. So you get +2 momentum to your current score. So could the rest of you guys provide the sound of an audience who have been riled up by this ostentatious display of jerkiness?
Yeah!
Woo!
Stick it to the man.
Excellent. All right, let's go on to the next. It was disappointing, but let's move on. All right, on to the other side of the equation. Let's get the next entrance narrated. So that's going to be Max Gold.
Before I enter, a gameplay element. Because I reached 0 audience, that should mean I gain an advance.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yes, you can. So if you look through the...
I've got it open. I'm looking at it now. And I would like to spend that advance to gain 1 audience.
Do back up to 1. Hope you don't lose that audience again, or you'll be in trouble.
I'm banking on it.
All right.
So, before Max even steps out, you get the majority of the lights around the arena just burst out gold. And he steps from the gorilla position. And he is wearing this sort of silk gold bomber jacket over his gold singlet. And this is the music that plays. There we go. Spotify hates me.
All right, only keep it on for 5 seconds or we're going to get copyright struck.
Yeah, that's also fair. And and as he's just sort of preening at the top of the ramp, there are just gold sparks that come down behind him. Very like early Legend Killer Randy Orton sort of sparkler pyro. It's incredibly in your face.
All right, Sarge, you're doing the announcing, right?
I believe I was the commentator. I can announce Max Gold coming in.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Nothing matters.
And the man with the Midas touch, he enters into the ring today, walking down the ramp. It's Max Gold!
Apparently accompanied by Zoidberg.
He's got depth, man. He's got depth. All right, so this is so the technician.
I forgot my weight and stuff. Damn, sorry.
That's fine. All right, and how does Max Gold enter the ring?
He steps onto the apron. He is looking directly at Thunderpants. He does that thing with his feet where he just wipes his feet on the apron because that's what you do. That's how you respect the ring. He just goes through the ropes and he just takes his jacket off and he doesn't say anything.
Excellent.
I'm not here to talk. I'm here to wrestle.
Okay, so you're not cutting a promo or anything.
Nope.
Is there anything you guys want to do before starting that whole wrestling thing?
I feel like there's definitely a moment where we just get nose to nose looking right at each other before the bell rings. Like getting all up in each other's faces.
Seems fair.
Okay.
It makes me feel better. My nose is currently against my webcam.
My nose is currently against my pop filter.
Brilliant. All right, I'm going to say for the sake of argument, it's going to start off with Max Gold in control. This is going to be a first blood match, so mechanically this is going to involve basically the finish will involve injuring the other person.
Sure.
But yeah. Also, because we haven't actually done it as of yet, and just for the sake of just explaining the kind of mechanics for you guys, for the rest of you guys who aren't in this match, you can, if you wish, do a run-in at any point during the match, which will involving rolling plus heat. So just bear that in mind. But for now...
Plus heat, you say?
Yes, so you would roll 2 dice plus whatever heat you have with them as you attempt to... It's a way to end the match prematurely.
Okay.
But yeah, go for it. Control is there for Max Gold.
Okay, so what I would like to do to start is we're going to circle the ring, and I'm going to want to start this off as a proper wrestling match. So I'm going to have one hand up, looking to start the grapple. And as Thunderpants reaches up for it, I swap it for the other hand. As he goes up for that one, I put the first hand back up. And as he goes for that again, I poke him in the eye.
Oh,
I don't poke him. No, I don't pick him on the eye. I just flick him on the forehead.
Okay. Let's see. That's not really a wrestling move.
It's not. It's a working
Finger
crowd.
poke of
I would
doom.
say.
I'd say. I think you could justify that as a work the audience thing because that probably just mainly accomplishes pissing off your opponent, but also riling the audience up.
Mhm.
So let's make that a plus audience roll.
Okay. That is an 8.
Okay, so I'm sort of modifying the existing rules, but I'm just trying to make this flow a little bit better. So you can gain a momentum, or you can gain a momentum and give control back over to your opponent, or you can just remain in control and carry on from him.
I think I'm going to gain the momentum and give it over to Thunderpants, who I have no doubt is pissed off.
All right, there we go. Commentators, what do you think of this startling development?
and it seems that Max Gold, he's going to be going for the standard start. He's going to be choosing to opt in for... Wait, no, what's this? He's swapped it around. Oh, Thunderpants isn't going to like this. A flick on the head. The disrespect coming through from Max Gold. This is shaping up to be a minefield of a match already.
Thunderpants is not going to be happy with that, and maybe not the wisest decision from Max Gold there in the first blood match. Let's see what happens next.
All right.
I will say, after I flicked him on the head, I also, I'm turning around so my back is to him, and I'm just playing to the audience.
Oh, God.
completely unaware of what he's about to do next.
Cool.
As
Go for it,
me now.
Sam. Yep.
All right. So
Break
I
him.
also turn away from him very, very briefly, looking towards my corner, clearly absolutely seething. As I turn, blast straight into the back of his head with a running clothesline, knocking
Ooh.
him to the floor.
Excellent, excellent. Keep going, keep going. That's
Okay.
probably, that doesn't qualify enough for a very big moment.
After what happened at the beginning, I have absolutely no interest in engaging in any kind of technical wrestling matchup, and so I just start stomping a mud hole. And after about 5 or 6 kicks, go straight out to the outside and grab the ring bell. Come straight back inside, wait for him to get to his knees, and run straight at him, aiming for his head.
Just so you're aware, this is the match has started now.
Yeah, it's first blood, so it's no DQ usually.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that. Okay, fair enough then. In that case, so this is going to be, I think it's going to be either I think either real or look, depending on if you want to try and legitimately hurt him with it, then
Yes,
it will
that
be
one.
real.
Always that one.
Okay. So that's
Is there any
+1.
way I can try and dodge it, or is
If you spend momentum, you can take back narrative control and make this go badly for
Ooh, I like that.
I'm gonna use? Is it just one momentum?
one momentum. Yep, and then you get back
I will-
narrative control.
I will use one momentum. So you go out, you get the ring bell. As you come back in, you're about to charge it just to try and clock me in the brain. But as I'm near the rope, I pull myself under and get out of the ring.
Okay, so
Perfect.
fair enough. What happens next?
So at this point in time, Thunderpants, will you keep the bell in hand or will you drop it?
I think it depends on whether you're staying outside. If you're staying outside, then I drop it to the floor, roll out after you.
That's what I was anticipating. So yeah, Thunderpants comes out, and as he starts charging me again, I use his momentum and push him into the corner turnbuckle.
Okay, so this is probably again going to be a let's see. It's not really technical in any way.
It's not.
I was going to say I'm perfectly happy with him doing that. It's not really.
Yeah, I don't know if it would
Oh,
necessarily.
it doesn't matter if you're happy with it or not.
No, as in I don't think it should be any kind of roll move. I think you've still got control after that.
Yeah, no, I
That's
think
what I
that's
mean.
fair. I think you can probably
Okay.
build up something bigger than that. So yep, you wang him into the corner post, and then, all right, what do you follow up with?
At this point, I'm going to roll him back into the ring, sort of like yell at whoever's in the front row. That's like,
Nobody at the minute. It's empty audiences in it. So.
oh,
We
so
live in a fantasy world where
I'm kidding,
audiences
I'm
can still
kidding.
attend
There's
wrestling
definitely a front
events.
row.
and
The audience is
and
filled with small children.
I'll just yell like, "You think he's better than me? Watch this!" I get into the ring, and I'm gonna start applying a relatively basic headlock, but I'm really cinching it.
Okay. That will probably be more of a rest hold. So that would still keep you in control. Like try and build up towards something kind of major as a turn.
So I'm specifically trying to have the arm around the forehead to sort of get the blood rushing to it.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Then in that case, roll me a plus work because that's very much a
Can do. That is a 7.
Okay. So you've got +1, so it gives you 8. So again,
No, it's with the +1, so it's 7 total.
Okay. No, it's still fine. So you can get momentum or keep control of the match.
I'm gonna keep control of the match.
Okay.
At this point, and with the headlock in place, I'm gonna start making sure that he is not on his feet, so either on his knees or on his ass. I'm just gonna go with like punches to the head.
Ooh. Okay. So what you could try, I think we'll make it. Man, this could be very short.
Brock Lesnar on Dean Ambrose, punches to the head. Yeah, just oof.
Something of that ilk. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say like 2 injuries will get the blood. Otherwise, this match is gonna be really short.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to, are you trying to legitimately like bust him open?
I'm not trying to bust him open right now, but I'm making it look like I'm working toward it.
Okay, you could probably just...
So like the first of the 2 injuries that you need.
You could call it that, yeah.
If you want to do it by this way, I'd say it would probably be a real roll.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Okay.
So that's this is working real stiff.
Yes. That is an 11.
Okay, so you really lay them out. So you pick 2 from the list, which is either you injure your opponent, or the match ending no cost doesn't really matter. That doesn't make sense here. So either your opponent, you can. So you do 1 injury to Stan's character, and also because of how grisly this looks, this ends up costing an audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty harsh, but that's the way it works.
Damn.
So this actually
Screw me for being good at my job.
Thunderpants down to 0 audience. Looks like everyone's getting fired here today. Oh boy.
Sorry, is that a -1 to me or -1 to Thunderpants?
-1 to Thunderpants' audiences.
Okay, because I just took it off of mine. Do I still have control of the match at this point?
I'm going to say no.
Sure.
So it goes back over. So, Thunderpants, you need to... so, because you go down to 0 audience, you get an advance. So you can either get that audience back, or you can give yourself a bonus to a stat. That's the brief version of it in this context.
I'll just take the audience back, I guess.
Okay. So you back up to 1. So that will only happen once.
That's fine.
Okay, so back to you. So you've now got an injury. Okay, that injury thing won't come into play because you're already in the match.
Oh, so I don't need to take the injury.
No, your special injury rule won't come into play.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Right. Could the commentators catch us up on what's been going on?
And it seems that Max Gold has gone outside the ring. And he's bringing on the belt. I think Max Gold is running away from the match here. What do you think?
It looks like he's trying to buy some space, trying to find a little bit of distance. Maybe he's trying to get Thunderpants out of the ring. Yes, he is. He's charged his used the aggression against him. He's got him in the corner, rolling him back into the ring. Now, overhead looks going to be brutal. This is a first blood match, and it looks like that is exactly what Max Gold is going for here.
Well, I don't know about first blood there, but it definitely looks like he's going to get some black eyes out of this.
All right, so that's where you are, Stan, getting punched in the face repeatedly on the mat.
Excellent. That's my favourite place to be. All right, so eventually I get my hand up to block one of the punches, push him off me, and he he comes tries to getting close. I have no interest in that. So this time it's my turn to roll out the ring, and before Max can follow, I grab myself that ring bell from earlier on, and I just stand on the outside, holding it and waiting.
Okay. You still got narrative control, so you tell us what happens.
Okay. Max goes for a suicide dive, the most stylish jump that he can, and as he lands, I attempt to clock him right in the head with the bell.
Excellent. All right. I think it's looking at the moves here, I get the impression the working real stiff move isn't intended to be used like every time in this kind of match. Otherwise, we're going to end up with no audience like for the whole game. So I think we'll just make it a real roll without the
that's fine.
Negative.
If that's the case, do you want to add one back to Thunderpants?
Yeah, sure.
What for?
When I took it from you by doing that thing that we've just decided we're not going to do.
It's fine.
I gained mine back anyway from the special thing, so
we'll just treat
okay.
I'm really not
That's
too
fine.
fast. So anyway, what do I need to do?
Roll plus real.
Plus real. That's
so it's
a
+1 for you.
Sorry, I've got my thing here. And that's an ad for TikTok.
Okay.
11.
All right.
Plus
so,
so 12.
I am getting clocked in the brain.
So I'm going to change this to work like the regular move is because the other stuff that made that too much sense. So in which case you get the choice of +2 momentum or +1 heat.
Ooh. I'll take momentum.
All right. And James, can you tell me how Max Gold gets after doing this very uncharacteristic suicide dive, how you get clocked in the brain with a ring bell?
So I think in this instance, like I'm trying to get Thunderpants to get back in the ring and have an actual match, but then I just get frustrated and then I just run for the ropes, fly back at him, and just leap in between trying to hit him. And yeah, the bell it's in just the right place to get me on the forehead, and I just sort of crumple.
All right, commentary, what do you reckon?
Max Gold is looking for an incredibly out of character move here. It's not his usual style. He's normally cool and collected, using all of that precious training, but it seems he's getting so frustrated he can't deal with the unbridled aggression coming out from Thunderpants. He's getting up. No, Max Gold, don't try it.
Ding!
It does have to come with a sound effect. That's just
Yep.
the chef's kiss.
And he clocked him straight out. Is he okay? He's got down. He's not getting back up. Are we going to need a medic here?
He's dead.
Thus endeth the game.
All right, market injury. Oh, you've done that already.
Wrap it up, guys.
Yep.
All right, so despite the chronic brain injury inflicted there, so remember now, if James, if you win this match, you'll gain +2 momentum because that's part of your thing.
Yep.
But it's narrative control is back over to you if you can figure out how to wrestle anymore.
Okay, so I'm definitely dazed to all hell.
Mm-hmm. You can always narrate getting beaten up as well. That's totally legitimate.
So at this point, Thunderpants will roll me back into the ring, and he gets in himself, and then he is just going to just wail on me. And I'm trying to hit him back, but he's able to dodge it easily just because I'm so slow on the draw. And as he goes for a particularly big punch, I take the arm and I start wrenching it back into a submission move to try and weaken it.
Okay. That sounds like a work move, so give me a roll plus work.
Yep. That is a 7. So, and I will leave my momentum on that.
Okay, so you're going to gain the momentum and pass back?
Yep, I'll do that.
Okay, so Stan, tell me what happens as you're being locked into this dangerous submission hold.
Managed to crawl my way over to the ropes very, very slowly, getting very tired in the process.
But there's no rope breaks because
Exactly.
it is a no DQ.
of course. Managed to grab the
Right.
ropes, which didn't help me in the technical sense, but I used the momentum, the leverage to pull you and knock you off of me. So that was pleasant for me.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are both. This is getting close to the finish now. So what happens next, Stan?
So I start looking around, seeing if I can potentially get some aggression in. As I managed to climb to my feet, both of us climbing up together, almost hands on each other as we pull each other up. I managed to get in between the legs of Max and turn him around for the electric chair drop, dropping him down, keeping myself in the power position.
Nice. I think that's one of your signature
These are
moves, isn't it?
gimmicks.
It is one on the list, yeah.
Okay. So that would probably. I think that would be a look roll, since
Okay.
it's a signature move of yours.
Roll. 6.
All right.
Plus look, so that's 7.
Okay. So same thing. You can either keep control or you can gain momentum and pass control back.
I'll keep controlling this one.
Okay. So we're getting close to the end of this one. The referee whispers in your ear that Max Gold is going over in this match.
Okay. In a
So-
shock twist, I don't want what management wants.
Who'd have figured?
All right. So if you're going to go into business for yourself, as this is the term, then you can roll break kayfabe,
Ooh.
which is a plus real.
Which is 1. Okay. 8.
Okay.
Oh, plus 1, so 9. And can
Okay,
I use momentum to push that even higher?
Yep. Yes, you can.
What do I need? 10, is it?
Yes. So 10
So
would
I'll
be a.
use one momentum to make it 10.
Okay, so this is kind of a confusing situation here. So the intention here is that somehow Max is going to kind of slip out and not clock you in the face or something, and you just start bleeding. But instead, what do you end up doing?
I think what happens on this one is that Max does clock me on the head, and I do start bleeding. However, before the referee notices, I've managed to, in some way, bump the referee, who goes down,
Sure.
grab that ring bell one more time, clock Max with it. Now we're both bleeding, but as the ref gets up, he notices Max first.
All right. So there we go. You gain +1 audience for getting the result that the audience were hoping for. What's the reaction of Max Gold to this most unexpected of outcomes?
So in the ring, like, I've been whacked in the brain multiple times. I'm struggling to, like, walk to the back as Thunderpants does whatever celebration he needs to do.
He's just riding around on a horse.
That's fair. I need to be assisted back by the medical staff, who we've also added to the payroll for some reason.
Yeah.
And once we're all backstage, I'm going to have a conversation with Thunderpants, just asking generally asking why.
Okay. Before we get to that,
Before we get to that, yeah.
can we hear from the commentary as Thunderpants is going around the ring with his extremely excited horse, possibly kicking some vans?
So do we
There's
know
crap
how the
somewhere.
match was supposed to end? I'm
Yes,
assuming?
you do.
So we would actually be shocked by this.
Yes, it's a shocking development.
Okay. And
What just happened? Thunderpants has come from absolutely nowhere, from what seemed like a guaranteed win there from Max Gold. And Max Gold does not seem happy. He's refuting with the referee there, and he's storming off. And Thunderpants is on his horse, cheering, covered in blood. This is an unforeseen scene that we've seen so far here in the Worldwide Wrestling organization here. What do you make of it?
it seems like both of our athletes took one hell of a beating in that ring. It's hard to say what happened. Both of them look like they are bleeding profusely, but Max Gold, he's stumbling. He's barely able to walk back to the end of our hall. He's trying to get away from the ring. Meanwhile, Thunderpants, he's basking in all of this glory. He took the ring bell, and he certainly wrung one out on Max Gold's face.
That was a well-chosen wording there. All right, so we'll do a little in-ring segment before we get to that final bit, which will be the Thunderpants and Max conversation. So, could our ring announcer announce the next week's finals competition for the world title?
Who's taking this? Are we jumping for it?
And who is it that's fighting in that?
So that's going to be Thunderpants versus BDD now.
Oh boy! Oh god!
I can't remember who was doing the announcing before.
I think it was Matt.
Oh, it was me, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there we have it, folks. Grand final is going to be between Thunderpants and Big Dick Danny.
All right, so we cut to backstage. It's like a candid thing, you know, like the kind of shaky camera. The conceit here is that neither of you know that the camera is there. After it kind of officially goes off air, and Thunderpants and Max. So I guess Max is waiting for Thunderpants as they come back through the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you say?
Not gonna lie, that looked pretty fucking cool. But that wasn't the plan. Why did you do that?
It's not personal to you. I just cannot stand management, and I see what they're trying to do. They put BDD over in the last one, and I can see exactly the path that they have planned for the future of this company, and I do not like it. And unfortunately, there was no way in hell they were going to put you over BDD. That's why I wanted to make sure change was made by me.
Look, just... You don't know what sort of repercussions are going to come from this. I don't either. It doesn't help to be so, against the world all the time. In a company like this, sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches.
I don't know. It's nothing, like I said, it's nothing personal against you, and I wouldn't be surprised if now that you've been screwed over, management doesn't look more favourable on you, so you should probably be thanking me right now.
And I walk away.
Alright, and the last shot of the episode is it's the darkened room which contained the big boss from before, chewing on the cigar and hammering on the desk saying, "Thunderpants!" As the show ends. Yeah, surrounded by money, he's setting it on fire out of anger. So there you go, guys. That's it. That's the end of the episode.
Alright.
I didn't get fired!
Yay! So we ended up with... we've got a very popular Big Dick Danny coming into the finals against Thunderpants, who's managed to screw their way through. There you go, guys. I'll wrap up the recording there. Thank you very much for playing. And I don't know if we'll get a chance to do this again, but thank you all for coming and joining in today.
No, it was a good laugh.
Yeah, thanks for giving it a shot.
Yeah.